Let's talk about the ways bread can be leavened and what it means for time, flavor, and texture. At its simplest, bread is just flour, water, and salt. Those three ingredients mixed together and baked will give you a flat, dense product. Think of unleavened breads like crackers or simple flatbreads. To turn that mixture into the light, airy loaves most people picture when they hear bread, we need gas bubbles trapped inside the dough. Those bubbles come from leavening, and the most common methods are commercial leavening, also known as baking powder, or commercial yeast, or a naturally fermented sourdough starter. Each method creates a different rise speed, flavor profile, and technique. First, a quick explanation of what's happening in fermented dough. When yeast, or the wild yeast and bacteria in a sourdough starter, eat the natural sugars in your flour, they produce carbon dioxide and other byproducts. The carbon dioxide forms pockets of air in the dough, and that's what makes it rise and become soft. The byproducts of fermentation, organic acids, alcohols, and other compounds, also contribute to aroma and flavor. That's why slow fermented breads often taste more complex than breads that rise quickly. Let's start with baking powder, the chemical option. Baking powder creates gas through an acid-base reaction when it gets wet and or hot, so there's no fermentation involved. This makes it the fastest way to produce a bread. Examples include soda breads and some types of flatbreads like naan. Because there's no fermentation, you won't get that tangy, developed flavor associated with yeast or sourdough bread. To compensate, recipes often add ingredients like yogurt or butter to bring in the additional flavor. A common rule of thumb is about 1 teaspoon of baking powder per cup of flour, where a cup of flour weighs roughly 125 grams. Next is commercial yeast, which is probably what most people use at home. You'll find active dry yeast and instant yeast in stores. Both do essentially the same job of consuming sugars and producing carbon dioxide, but activation and handling differs slightly. Yeast is fast compared to sourdough. Many breads can be bulk fermented in 30 minutes to a couple of hours at room temperature, depending on the amount of yeast and the room temperature. A straightforward guide is to use yeast at roughly 1 to 3% of the flour weight. So for a dough with 500 grams of flour, that's about 5 to 15 grams of yeast. Using more yeast speeds up the rise, and using less slows it down. Pizzerias often use an incredibly small amount of yeast or a cold fridge, sometimes both, to develop flavor over many hours without losing dough strength. Sourdough starter is the third major option and represents a living culture of wild yeast and beneficial bacteria cultivated by mixing flour and water and letting it ferment. When a starter is mature and active, it will leaven bread through fermentation just like commercial yeast. Typical usage rates fall between 10 and 30% of the flour. So you might use 50 to 150 grams of starter for a batch of bread that has 500 grams of flour. You can use more or less depending on how quickly you want the dough to ferment. Sourdough is usually the slowest method. Bulk fermentation and proofing can take several hours to days, especially if you use refrigeration to slow the process and deepen the flavor. Timing and technique matter because they shape the final loaf. Baking powder gives you instant results and is useful when you need a quick bread, but the flavor will be milder. Yeast is flexible, allowing staged rises, punching and shaping the dough, Active and instant dry yeast both tend to tolerate multiple rises, which is why you'll see recipes that let the dough rise, deflate it, shape it, and rise again 1 or even 2 more times. Sourdough behaves differently. The microorganisms not only generate gas, but also interact with proteins in the dough, partially breaking down gluten. If left too long, the dough can weaken and lose its ability to hold its structure. So the look and the feel of your dough are important to judge readiness. A few practical tips. Use more commercial yeast if you need a quicker turnaround, and less if you want better flavor development. Cold, like placing your dough in the refrigerator, slows fermentation for both yeast and sourdough and makes the taste more complex. Using higher amounts of yeast or starter can speed up the process, while using less can slow it down. This can help adjust your rise times as the room temperatures may change throughout the year. Remember that baking powder only acts during mixing and baking, so the rise is essentially a one-time event in the oven and it has no fermentation benefits. I'm Dr. Mel from justmillit.com. Thanks for joining me, and don't forget, everything is better when you just mill it.